Hello and welcome to Andertons TV. My name's Jack. I'm slowly withering. Well, I'm not withering away. I'm carrying a lot of weight, but I feel very ill and I've got very thin hair. But that's all right. We'll carry on. We've got the Juno DS in tow with us today. The reason why I've got it here is that there's always a big question that comes up in the shop, which is I'm in a band, we play some covers, or I'm a classical pianist and someone's asked me to join in at the Village Fete and they're going to do a Peter Gabriel number and I've got to play some of the odd noises that are on there. What keyboard can I get that's going to sound good and not embarrass me? And in truth, that keyboard's the Juno DS. The reason why is for this reason. When I hear that, listen. No, not because of that. What you need with a keyboard, the principles are something lightweight that is solid, broad canvas of sounds, good connectivity, and lots of options. This keyboard's got it, so we're going to start looking through. First of all, there's lots of categories here. I'm always going to try push for more sound, less talky. So this is, if I hit piano here, this is the first piano that comes up. So that's the Grand Piano DS. I'm going to flick through a few. This is a rock piano, so no. So rock piano, nice piano. Oh, let's see if it's nice. Now, I'll only do a few pianos there because you're probably not going to buy this if you're doing the whole gig on piano. So you're like the main piano player. This is going to be for the guys who maybe you're going out in a 5-piece, 4-piece, doing some Pink Floyd covers, some Beatles covers, and it's just the odd noise that you need to cover. So let's find some noises that are slightly more odd than a piano. So we're going to go to keyboard and organ. The first thing that comes up is Fantasia JV. Fantasia JV, let's have a look. D50 Fantasia. So that would be good for some, maybe Whitney. So I've gone off to a little while. I can't remember any songs, so let's plough on. Wave bells. There's a bloody lot of bells here. We'll move on. Got accordions in there, guitar, bass, electric guitar. You're probably not going to do it. Orchestra. Let's have a listen to the strings. The other thing you've got here is it's very neat, very small, but with great connectivity. A lot of the cheaper keyboards from this price range, you might not get such things as proper line outputs. So here we've got left and right line level outputs, really good for plugging into a mixer or a keyboard amp. You'll see there's a lot of Yamaha keyboards underneath this price range. So lower in price than the Roland, and a lot of people would be drawn towards those, but for gigging not quite so good because they don't have the proper left and right outputs. That's not to generalize for every Yamaha, but this is great. It's got it on there, so I'm gonna have a look around. We got in here. We've also got a mic input. This is very popular for another demographic, people who busk. So if you're a piano player and you want to go busk, you could buy this. You could plug a microphone into it. It's got a mic level, and the other reason why you busk with it, it's battery powered. So underneath, you've got a little battery compartment and you can run it off batteries. So really good if you need to busk, or say you're a choir director, you are the piano player in your rock choir and they've given you a gig in a marquee in the summer. This is great for you. I'll just have a little flick through 80s FM. Let's see what it is. So pretty cheesy, but pretty cool. Super whirly. Let's have a listen to the whirly. If we were doing something like... That's a whirly. Plenty of piano sounds in there, so that's covered. We could plug into the PA, we could run it off batteries. You've heard some piano sounds. The other thing, like I may have touched on, is you might have to play some other noises. So other noises in the band, you've been roped in, some little parts. Maybe you're doing a Bruno Mars track, you're doing Cosmic Girl, you need to do the Widley synth bit. So let's see if we can find some of those. So if I hit synth, first thing that comes up is analog lead. Brings me to my whittle stick. Cool, so that's the first one we go. You can see how very easily there, if you're a guitar player and you want to kind of learn that little lick that, yeah, that's sort of a Jamiroquai thing. You can find first thing on there, analog lead sound. It's going into your PA really nicely at line level. You can even have a little whittle on it. That brings in the old vibrato. You can even bend it. So really, I love this one. This is the modulation and pitch combined. So great. Any guitar, it's really simple. Little tip, just play all the notes of the pentatonic and bend up each time. So in E, you go E. Basically go up through the pentatonic and bend it up. That's my little free tip for the day. Make you sound like you know what you're doing. That's what I do. Let's have a look at some other sounds. So the second sound here, synth solo, JP8 pulse lead, saw lead. Let's see if we've got some of these. So this is a monophonic sound. You can see pretty out there sounds. Just to say there's hundreds of sounds. It's the full like gamut. Anyone could throw at you. You know, we're talking kitchen sink stuff in here. There probably is a kitchen sink sample. I'm going to find it. Polygate. Let's have a look at some of these. Not sure what you're going to use that on, but takes you another thing. Maybe you play it in the band, you're playing it live, you've got to play the noises, but you also a guitar player that maybe records a bit at home and you want something that's got some out there noises that are going to inspire you a bit. I don't know what you're inspired to do that. Maybe shred some Yngwie licks over it. Oh, sounds like Pete Vibrato. Cool. So we're fiddling through there. Let's have a look at some other ones. Brass. That's something that you're going to be called upon. Again, like say someone goes, right, we want to do a Prince cover. Sexy MF. Or things like that. Any MJ. Here's another brass patch. Here's another brass patch. Getting the idea. Everything you're looking for, there's going to be 5, 10 different versions of. Even the singular stuff. So we just got trumpet on its own. Oh, I stacked it. I stacked it. It was almost there. Almost perfect pitch. I'll take that. You can see what I mean. I'm just flicking through and it'd be really fun. I'm not going to do it because you've got, you know, real lives to lead, you know, wherever you are, in Hull or Hoboken. Anything to do with an H, where you're there playing. Let's have a listen. Flugelhorn, if you want to play flugelhorn, or spit flugel. Let's see what spit flugel is. I mean, lovely vibrato on there. You're getting the idea. Oh, tuba. Cool. Loads of fun. World instruments. Let's have a look in here. World instruments. Oh, this is what I wanted to find. I knew it would be in here. So, honestly, a fair few times in the shop, people would come in and go, I want to play Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. I'm the guitar player and I just need to find a keyboard that can do the beginning. And it's called a shakuhachi or a shakuhachi. And sure if that's the right part. It's been years since I played it, but I can remember. And then you can bring in your brass. Oh yeah, everyone wanted to hear Sledgehammer on the tuba, didn't they? No, they didn't. 80s brass. So I got a patch here called 80s brass. That's a synthy brass. Let's go to the top one. See how it dies away? So different articulation. If I play softly, it sticks. So fun, articulate samples. It's really simple. I mean, piano's pretty simple. You're just pressing buttons. I play an E, you play an E. Sounds the same on piano. Love it. So buying this keyboard is really great for those guys. Now, if you wanted to have a little fiddle, let's have a little fiddle. So we've got a synth sound here. Let's see what happens. Oh, everyone loves it. It's got a cut-off knob here, so. Say even in a breakdown of a song you're there and you want to just build it up, you've got. So you can get a little bit fruity on this instead of, remember we're talking, at the moment it's on for £529. I'm sure it'll change in the future, but with how much our currency is stacking it right now, but it's really reasonable. It's even if you're a guy that's like, oh, I want a synth, but maybe you can't afford like the Nords, or you think, I don't want to spend money just on a little analog synth, I want to be useful in bands. You play at church, you're the second keyboard player who's got to do stuff. This is the type of keyboard for you. Okay, I've been away. I just had a quick look at some other features because mainly I just wanted to show you guys a few sounds from it and conceptually why this is a good choice to buy, and maybe give you some scenarios and think, well, I'm that guy that wants a keyboard like that. Maybe I'll check this one out. So we had a look at the sounds, and it's got bucket loads in there. Also, you can edit those sounds pretty handily. You can edit the effects as well. All here with some lovely knobs and lovely faders as well. Really a kind of approaching, you could even do basic synthesis really and just build some synth sounds from scratch on there. That's cool. But on the right here it's got a phrase pad section and these blue light up pads. That brings us to a new feature in the Roland keyboards that hasn't been around for years and is quite interesting. In fact, you can put your own samples in here. So a good example would be like the beginning of Thriller. You've got a Halloween gig coming up soon. Your band's doing Thriller. You don't even play keyboard really, but you want the spoken word at the intro, you know, like the great voice at the beginning. Who is it who does it? Christopher? You tell me. Anyway, I digress. If you want to put Thriller at the beginning of your song when you've got a Halloween gig coming up, you could sample that, pop it in here, and trigger it on these pads. The other thing it's got different rhythms in, so I really need rhythm. So let's just see what happens. I hit rhythm pattern, I hit one. The different grooves in there. It's got a pattern sequencer, so if you wanted to use the samples you've put in, or you want to make fat beats with a PH at the beginning and drop some mega synth lines on there, that's cool. Other things, it's got that mic input. Not only could you put it in, it's got a mic reverb bit here on a lovely easy to reach knob here. You could be singing along, plug your mic in, and it saves you taking a mixer, especially when we were talking about busking with the batteries in the bottom. But it's got a vocoder in there as well, so really good. You know, Bruno Mars is coming out with loads of vocoder stuff. I mean, mainly talkbox, but you can cop some of those sounds, plug a mic in, have fun with that. That's really cool. Here's one little sound thing that I think is really handy. If I get out of here, exit. Sorry, exit. Okay. Lovely. If I go back to a sound like, so a synth sound. Ooh, let's find one. I've got to find one that's going to be polyphonic. Let's have a look. Octave unison. Okay, so we've got a synth sound there. Now, very unique to Roland, the super layer. So we've got a Juno poly sound here. Now you think, oh, that's cool, but I just want a bit more of it. I want it to be a bit fatter. On like a really simple way, hit super layer, and what that does is that just layers it up by three times and slightly detunes them. So that's how you get those fat. So if I take that off, hit super layer, really great if you're doing without. So a nice way if you're in a band, or like it's your top keyboard even, and you're having to cover some fat synth sounds, really quick and easy way. Okay, we got split and dual here. That's really handy. The split, say you want to have one sound on one side, another sound on the other, that's cool. And dual, you can layer them up. Just showing you the super layer bit, which pimps it out. It's got an arpeggiator, so if you were like hungry like the wolf. Cool. So the whole gamut of sounds in there. Most importantly, I'm going to leave you to it. I'm probably going to crawl into my cave in the arse end of Guildford and slowly perish away because I'm feeling like a bag of balls. But I'm sorry you've had to endure me. What I'd like to do is I'd love to see if there's a demo in here. That's exactly the noise I needed to soothe my illness, to convey to you the awesomeness of this keyboard, and also just to, you know, spread a bit of love in the world. Roland Juno DS, perfect if you're in a band and you need just your first pro keyboard that you can plug in and has a bucket load of sounds that sound alright. So I'm just going to punch the volume.